don't be diffident about trying out a role in church life. There is no limit to what you can do. I'm Anna Thomas Betts. I have worshipped at the Church of St. Mary the Virgin in Langley for all my married life, that is 56 years. Faith has always been an integral part of my life. So there was not one moment which I can point to when I decided that I would become a Christian. But if you ask me what the most important tenet of my faith is, I would say that it is the belief in one God who created all human beings in his own image. As Archbishop Tutu put it beautifully in a Church Times interview, it's a radical thing. Arafat and Sharon, Bush and Bin Laden all belong to God's family. Our faith says we are made in God's image. To treat one such person badly is very blasphemous. That is why I am also passionate about social justice. I think of in two images, actually two contradictory images. The first is as an anchor, something that keeps me stable through changing times and situations. The second is as a compass. You might well ask why you need a compass if you are anchored in one place. But to show which way to travel, or put another way, to help make decisions. My callings have not been dramatic events, as in God spoke to me in a vision. It had not ever been vaguely in my mind until the then leaders of our diocesan synod, Philip Giddings and Martin Pierce, invited me to stand for election. That was in 1990, an important election that people might remember, with the vote on the ordination of women. I actually enjoyed being on General Synod and learned so much from it, especially on liturgy, as 1990 to 2000 was the period when common worship was in gestation. I left in 2015 once Women in the Episcopate Act was passed. My concern for interfaith relations in this country has rather different origins. The first 21 years of my life were spent in Kerala, in South India, unique in India at least, in that Kerala is home to roughly equal numbers of Hindus, Christians, and Muslims. We grew up as equals. We celebrated each other's festivals and respected each other and lived in peace. Even when the partition massacres were going on in the north, between Pakistan and North India, we had relative peace. So I have longed for and hoped for good interfaith relations in this country as well. It takes time, but I do think it is beginning to happen. So coming to the local church, my husband and I have both responded to need. Between us and supporting each other, we have probably covered every officer post in the church, except treasurer. My parents were deeply committed Christians. They were really sacrificially, in an ecumenical degree-level college, taking higher education to a poor and deprived area. My godmother once described us as a churchy family on my father's side. They had joined the Anglican Church from the ancient Orthodox Church and then worked tirelessly for the establishment of the Church of South India. So ecumenism is certainly deeply ingrained in me. I had no ambitions to be involved in the higher echelons of church, but it came about. Membership of the General Synod put me in touch with them anyway. So I have tried to give a voice to concerns about interfaith relations, Christian unity, as well as social responsibility and justice issues, whenever I've had a chance to do so. You could be flippant and say, There won't be much left of the Church of England if women weren't there. But what is church? Christ's body on earth, if it didn't include everyone. I'm totally committed to the principle of women, actually everyone, rightfully taking up any position in the church that they feel called to, from cleaning the church to becoming an archbishop. I really don't believe in gender stereotypes. So I'm not going to say women would be good at pastoral care and work with children and so on. Having been the only woman, the only ethnic minority person, and so on in many situations, I know we need to transcend such preconceptions. That's not to say that there should be quotas or reserved places for women, but there should be freedom, encouragement, and invitation to everyone to participate. What I would say to other women, indeed to anyone, is don't be diffident about trying out a role in church life. I can tell you from experience, the more you are involved, the deeper your appreciation of what God might be calling you to do, and the greater your confidence in trying new things. So given a fair wind, and by that I mean by way of a good priest in charge, there is no limit to what you can do in your local church. I have been content to be a laywoman, and indeed proud to be a laywoman. And it has been a great privilege to be able to work at various levels in the church as a laywoman.